Unity Broadcasting.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country see. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country see. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize, and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey have so for talk, but wetin dey happen? Political discussion.
People know about salon politics.
Religious messages, entertainment self no go left again.
We no go left nothing again, no. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. Developments now we country see you.
Hello. We Unity Broadcasting family members here. We tell God thank you today. Now a very, very beautiful and blessed day today. And of course, now Tuesday, May 10, 2022. You just know we don't start the year now. So next Monday we have a year and a time they also. And obviously enough, this is not the march towards election. We tell God thank you for another beautiful blessed day. Today, the show they come home as usual from Unity Broadcasting, Kutubu, yes, the political history, but in the context of how the politics they go on as also invite you now for following all we platforms them now we social yes WhatsApp group that they see the numbers and we already put out the scroll. When I go also see we na Facebook when I can click and like we na this Facebook and YouTube also when I can call we per we WhatsApp number it is scroll as when I see them. Even though this is going to be very short session now, but perhaps it all depends on make you always say when I do the broadcast because now all get this una send a part of her una can always me I don't say for me or colleagues say for me. When I get me on support for at any time and call in and comment or ask questions pertaining to the subject. The main topic that today we talk about the state opening of parliament. First, we need for know waiting at the state opening of parliament, waiting at the essence of how did they go about Sunday, how that come about. Well, in places like Sanoso, Nigeria, Ghana, because then 3 countries and they are therefore they bring them all together because we all have been part of the British Commonwealth, and now we have been the headquarters for all them countries, including Gambia. So mostly waiting up on our waiting nine them, we all. So essentially on the same model with the one. So the state opening of parliament in this context now, but first let's go back to the context of the day before. Before 1971, the state opening of parliament was done by the Governor General, where then have been the local representative of the Queen, because by then we still have just an independent nation, where we see where the Queen now also now have been we head of state actually, but she was being represented by a Governor General. And unfortunately, we being an African Governor General will be represent the Queen. So every year, the government they write paper, the government policy, then they write this paper as so. This paper and they program this way they expect for the year, for the whole year. So every year the Governor General they go there for go read that they call it the speech from the throne. That's what they call it. For the state opening of parliament, where they go sit down, read the government in paper them. That government in paper, they outline what the government they do for the year in review. So, but since we don't get a republic now, instead of the governor general going there, because we don't get governor general anymore, we don't combine the office of governor general and that of prime minister, now equal to president. Now that made the president them not to only salute, now all the other countries with almost until the American style, presidency, a very powerful because there are two offices, two major offices, the office of head of state, where now governor general, and the office of prime minister, where now the executive man, now in the one the day-to-day government, so turn to one. So what's happen in that kind of regarding the government itself now we headed by the president. Here he advises them that in the SIDOM they put all this program here together, which that they plan, how they go. And these are things where they emanate from the president in campaigns. And I don't forget say before any president get to office, this is not so just so much on President Bio, we talk about how a president get into office. These are the promise system, that the things that they are way the person who want to become a president of that sovereign nation, they go do. So these are all the things, so that programs and this, right? Then it go before the people there. It go before the people there through their representatives then. So this is where the divided government comes in. And the parliament, when are the people's place, when are then they represent the people them, and then they talk for we, also it divide into segments that we call constituencies them. So we were then most like we come on both south, so we come on Pujon West, Kenima Central. Waiting we want, I mean, it's very important if I know the understanding here. We MPs then get for there with we at all times. We MPs don't go only show up where time they come for election. No, that not for happen. We MPs therefore there with we so that we, when they represent, we will tell them what our problems them. We will discuss of them. So now they tell how they put together and they craft them, then they can't go to the house. I mean they call it the people's house, then go debate and they then go help make policy system where will be binding. Don't not forget say the people's house or the parliament, none of the supreme body power, all three the bodies them where they form. The legislative arm of governance, the executive arm of governance, and the judicial arm of governance, even though they're independent, obviously enough, they're supposed for, you only could decide America they're supposed for, but equally so, within the apple know that one body 90 emerge as the superior body. So the president, I mean the parliament 90 hold the executive accountable when a day to day, when they do the day to day, they're supposed to report to them. That make then the whole hearings, then the whole investigations, so that they go there in sync with what they happen. Then go make sure say the government, the actions they within the confines of the supreme law. Law not forget say the job of parliament that for make the law, the supreme law of the country, that their own job and they. So that means they hold the people accountable. So with that, this morning the president go to parliament for the fifth time. He don't go there. Because every year the parliament they get a number. This is the fifth parliament of the Second Republic. Now the fifth parliament. And this morning when they go, then the fourth parliament go out. I made the clerk of the parliament carry an order for the president where they give power to the president, the fifth the parliament, for then the fifth parliament is assembled. Then they go listen to them. Then they go listen to the message where he get for we citizens through them, because through them. Yes, the president can still go out and talk to people then. But with supreme law, with constitution require the president for address the nation through parliament. Anyhow, the president cannot shirk that responsibility. It constitutional imperative on the president for do that annually. I mean, they call it the annual State of the Union. State of, even America said they get what they call the State of the Union, where the president normally then January they mentioned it, where the president they also go to the Congress for talk to the people the people of the United States about the state of the country, how the country they waiting at the things and waiting at the problems the country they go to, waiting at the solutions them as government get for tackle them problems. So these are the importances of that body. In a military setup, you don't get this kind of a structure there at all. Now, which no more the military people they want, which no more they go to. But in a democratic setting like this, when the president talk, the opposition, they go review the speech or the program where the president can go. They go look up, word for word, item by item for see whether the programs where the president go there or the speech where he go made it, it drive with the constitutional thinking of the country. You see, all these are the power of this of the parliament. For example, waiting there for follow after this speech very shortly, the president again through in finance minister, again for go again at parliament, for lay before parliament, estimate for waiting he expect for spend for the whole of this year for the operations of the government. I mean, they call it the budget speech. The government they meet again, but waiting up for the finance minister will get for meet with individual, agent system, government agent system, the ministries and departments for learners waiting at their own budgets. Then they put all this together. When they put all this together, then they can't go to parliament. Part of the constitution would get the right for allocate money. Now, only parliament then get the right. Now, I mean, say they get the power of the purse. The president, not necessarily President Bill, I want to tell you this in the generics. The president not supposed to spend penny on the people their money if he not in the budget where he gets, he not gonna parliament for let parliament approval. The people they give for approval. More assume in the course of time like way the first way say you don't ask for 1 year money as operations. The more say they run out of money, then he can go for what you call supplementary budget, meaning they go lay out case. We're very convincing with empirical evidence say yes, that money where they been give them, that money not sufficient enough. Now again, as we go along with it, now say who say the auditor general young road the camp inside the year. How does the auditor general come inside this? Now, if they look at every expenditure where the government undertake as a result of that budget, that money, where parliament give them. This is the importance of the work of the auditor general. The person where the older officer cannot afford for be partisan, even if you belong to a political party, but not make them obvious. You owe your job to the constitution. You know they for cover nobody. Your job now for lay before the citizens through the parliament, the discrepancies the way you see. It just like then clubs and we say they set audit, they set audit into the activities of an administration. Most of this administration where they did so for this year, where they did for this year. Before they hand over, then they make sure say they audit their books so that all they will money them will not pick, all their money will be they come in and may they be accounted for. And how then they do it? Then they demand receipts for support expenditures. Then they demand bank statements. Then they demand say all their money them where they pick from then collections them. And for in the case of the citizens, now the taxes where they pick from them. All the money that they pay, those monies were deposited now the authorized places. Who say that the authorized places? They recognize bank and in a place like America, now the central bank, I mean they call it the treasury. Even in the state of every money where the government now make now from the treasury, the check where they get when they give you back, when they pay you back, that the treasury they come out. More even say you go get traffic ticket into the way they pay to the treasury of that place. So that a central accounting system now get all this they make for good governance, they make for accountability, and they make for transparency. You see, this is how they regulate, government. This is how the government say they work. Accountability, transparency, openness. Where it be seen that certain expenditures are not being properly properly justified, they can hold that agents or people they're accountable for that. This is where all investigations can come in for see whether somebody actually misappropriate that money or whether somebody use that money they plan the wrong projects them. These are all the things that you see. This when we talk about good governance, yeah. See all this now they come up from the parliament, which happened today at the parliament, where they go down to the importance of we having an audit. I mean, an audit system, while we start with professional people there, not to politicians, and not to one way they try for play, government, no. An auditor general, as we also say, auditor general, your job that for investigate, the people's finance system where this government agencies spend. Now, the nexus between this administration and the outgoing administration, when the commences, when the parliament allocate budget, and this information what they now from a former cabinet minister. When the parliament, when are their own job for allocate finances for the operations of the government of the country, when they allocate them, whenever, waiting me they happen under and by Kuruma, in alone and they get all 90 coordinate, they get all 90 pick all 9, just the way now alone be there in charge of APC budget. So what's it now? Wait now in the you now what's it now? So some of them here where they talk, where people they talk say and by Kuruma is very rich, and where some people under plan. No, they're not for their plan. Part of this, money where and by Kuruma gets, so he gets them at the backs of the citizen and people there because those budgets them where them in the gear. Now he alone they in charge. This administration, what means we see budgets are sent to the ministries them directly. Now them. This administration, they take the collective bulk of monies away for going to agencies, them, the army, the this and that, and then they keep up. No. They go to them differently. But under and by Coleman, I mean, they get all 9, they keep all 9, they in control. Now, Ingo Gi, obviously, when they see the man in lifestyle, when they say, because when you put that man in salary together, even if that for 10 years, you put his salary together, and waiting with they see so far, now like night and day. No way if you come up with that. The reason why I come up with this, most times when they do the broadcast, where are they accused and it's by Koma of running a mafia, one of the ministers, when a very personal friend of mine, as a Kutubu left for the heart to hate about this. This I saw this man be the gets, and I saw they make money. Because all government budgets now he alone the controller. And we see this even at APC, where APC funds them now in the controller. So this is where Anes by Kuruma make money at the back and expense of the country. People they come in supporters and can say, oh no, the man have a businessman. The man will get investment here. Oh, now how goes? No. The opposite of that is when Anes by Kuruma be the for the man have been popo teacher than one. Number 2, we also see photos them where he be there with 3 people there, Indian at the middle. We see physical appearance, and people that way really don't see who say he be there. The man not believe in a place where he go say this actually in a place this way he go say oh somebody when a public official. The motocast self way that push me a start. But above all, America when he come oversee now he can get money for the elections business. Okay, I know people them. Where they 401k, now they invest them. I know people there. Now America here for support and it's by Kuma coming to power. So it can't be not to be a rich man at all. Now at the backs of people them that they say ego. But as soon as ego, you see opportunities there. How and by Kuma become rich so this fellow when they call Victor Fo, that he actually show and it's by Kuma. Waiting at the way because waiting it tell and it's by Kuma. That if we look at waiting before Shaka Stevens in picking them, how they end up, and ask her the fundamental question whether it's going to end that way. All of this, where Apple so when and the coma become multi-millionaire na the country, the artist, him as well as Samoa Kamara. One of the reasons where Ernest Koroma say go, he not go ever give up the support of Samoa Kamara as Minister of Finance. All the negotiations that will be they happen, them money that will they come, now in the director, now in the put up Usai and by Koroma once. That I can tell anybody all of this information that we don't get out. Now in all those donations that will they come out, aids that will they come out, Samoa Kamara definitely now as Minister of Finance. Now in the make sure say and as Koroma part of it. When I go recall when the man came into office or when he run for office, the first statement we he make is say in they run this place here as a business. He tell him, but the mistake where Salinas and he make, nobody no ask him who they go profit from this business where they run. Nobody no ask him. But a day like today, we now know who that profit. The today discussion, like I remind you that it come from Unity Broadcasting and Kutubu and they do the presentation. From Houston, Texas, who's our headquarters there, and me doing in at the Washington area, and I can una free now for either call now, for when you comment or ask questions, or when I continue for follow we now in WhatsApp page, with Facebook page, and with YouTube too. When I can follow we. And don't forget say this edition today now Tuesday, May 10, 2022, 90 broadcast they come out. We don't decide say we will constantly they announce the dates and the dates and the date because so that if something happen, nobody no go take out the you start when you do so they will say, oh yeah, we don't hear it down there. We don't hear it down there. So the state opening of parliament today, as I wrap up that part of the discussion, a constitutional requirement where mandate the president for reports to the citizen. They report to the citizen through the representatives. And who say the representatives in the parliament? I make it a go day. He give a speech. And when he give that speech, the opposition people themselves, they say get the right for come up with their own counter. Their own counter way when they look at state of things and make it offer them. The only thing they don't get that kind of platform where the president get just like America. So the only one where they can listen to that the president of the United States, when they call the State of the Union. Yes, the opposition party can come with their own, but it not can catch the attention of people them or the world as a whole, like how the president. So I believe say I don't actually talk about the significance, the importance of why we get the State of the Union and all that's supposed for a report to the citizen to what, and I don't give the variables them where we be under democrat parliamentary democracy. Be the head of state when I be the queen, where locally represented by a governor general, na be the go deliver the queen in speech, where of course now the government of the day make come, the parliament and they go deliver that speech when they call this the State of the Union. I mean the speech from the throne, where then they mark the opening session of parliament. Of course, we can see all the protocol, the guard of honor being inspected by the president and all that saying before he go inside the chamber for deliver a message. And obviously today, what did the president do? He go tell the people them waiting actually he don't do these 4 years, but in particular, waiting he don't do the whole of last year. Which he don't do. This night go report to the president. The gains the way he don't make. The progress the way the country don't make. Wusai it be meets the country. Wusai now he don't can go. And if God make it come back, Wusai he expect for can go 2023. This night make it go to parliament for tell the people them. Then for appeal to the the citizens, the voters them, that this not the thing this way it be promised they say it do. And so far, for give the president credit, there are even this electricity business, the president, he don't boost them up. Electric supply in the country. Areas even if I come today, because like I say, I listen to when the MPs then come. I listen to when they talk. Even if I can confirm say You know, now they area, they northern areas, they get places now where then they enjoy electricity. He said that anybody who want for and they call it, go back to YouTube and follow what's up in the parliament today. Even what's Alpha Cantor. Yes, they agree to the fact that yes, there's still more to be done, but at least let we give the administration some credit where credit is due. This line they call, intellectual, exercise. They're not saying let everybody go kiss the president, let everybody go give him 100%. No. But at least if now 1% safe, just acknowledge that, say, yes, I may not be a supporter of this man, I'm not a supporter. Me and two, yeah, different, ideological, outlook. But though, waiting if they do so, it benefits me. Because if he bring electricity in the country, everybody will benefit. Not only SNP people will benefit, APC people will benefit them. If it go burnish the image of the country, where now they recognize we, it goes on side and they do, the international community, we did it now. That not to APC no more, even SNP, but in general, the whole country. So this is where when they talk about this patriotism, they'll put the country first. These are the things that we talk about. Not to all time for PhD people. No. One time, we they up, the people then. Because when you encourage the people then, you give them the kudos, you give them the recognition, when they deserve, they give them the motivation. It go make them with all time that PhD, the politics of PhD, all time the only thing what they focus on are the negative things. Are not the same by any stretch of imagination. We shouldn't talk about, the things that where they militate against the orderly advancement. No. I'm not saying that. But even as we do that, now also make room for talk about things them where they aid the advancement of the country. No, they do that. This is what they call patriotism. This is what they call nationalism. Today, that the parliament, what I see, when the president go in, that just one segment of the parliament recognize the president. Now only the SFPP side, the APC people sat, stone-faced in radio silence. No, the president went to parliament today. He went there as the sovereign of the nation. Yes, he went there on SFPP ticket. But when he go deliver it today, the mission today was not there promoting SFPP agenda. He was there explaining what he has done, where even APC people and they benefit from him. So these are the intellectual honesty, this way for be part of the narrative. We need for, this de-escalate or de-emphasize politics. They can always say there is time for everything what they do on the face of the earth. We get time where they gladdy, we get time where sorry they meet we get time where they do this, we get time where they do that, we get time where. So if finally they observe that today for be a day where the country will come together, because what happen, then they go there for listen to, waiting, the president get for tell them. So in so doing, you get for go there with an open mind, critical mind, for listening. But if you go there, your mind has already been made up, because when the reporters, God follow the whole thing. The reporters were outside where they interview people there. And what they interview at random, they talk to Dr. Kande Yunkela, they talk to even Mohamed Bangoua. But of course, as we should expect, Mohamed Bangoua, they come out extremely negatively. Well, of course, we shouldn't be surprised. But Mohamed Bangoua, forget say they were in power for 11 years. They cannot account for anything good. For 11 years. What did they do? They mismanage the fabric of the society. One of the people that will also help bring the country down, because he lived a very flashy life. He lived a very ostentatious and opulent lifestyle. He even commanded the country go order for motorcar where they not even get shit for them. They make all of those things. So when I see people like Mohamed Bangoua, they crying out the government, I say, oh God, these are the politics in the salon, the politics of PhD, bring people in there. So like I said today, not to long talk, actually, about 30 minutes no more for camp, just give a Lily one more. Because the thing about the station, we not go there, we not go talk. No. We don't necessarily get for counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. No. The mere fact that we count something, now wait till they come up with the substance, not to how long we take up. We can come up with very cogent, program. Believe me, within 20, 30 minutes, you go talk up. You get to talk up. You don't necessarily say, pauper, I get for day, I get for 2 hours, 3 hours. No. Now, the substance of which you bring. And if you get a control over the substance, you know what you talk. You get it. Believe me, you get to put them together very quickly. Because already don't do your homework. Before I come today, where I decided I go talk about the state opening of parliament, when at the 5th session this, and the 5th parliament this, when at the last time this when they meet until in 2020, I decide on purpose, say I go follow what's in the happen day. I see everything. I see the panoply of state protocol we go into the all caller, good morning or good afternoon. What's your name? Who say they call from, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. Kutubu. I call from USA.
Yes.
In a concern Sierra Leone. Yes. I just want to ask. I really talk about Andes Koroma in corruption. One. Yes. What they wonder about this Chernobyl man? I remember when they first start for pull the list. You know, myself I be really the admirer. I say anybody corrupt make them disgrace her. But what are they would understand from what this man they pull list of people their paycheck, their bank statements, then and I one day see it talk anything about the former APC people the way even the Commission of Inquiry hold and then they see they pull the new information there out. So from there I begin to suspect say this is not about patriotism, this is passionate because I remember you said in the follow, but you can even criticize Mother B, which is good because Alex if you elect somebody you get for point out in bad behavior there. What are they will understand back when I always study law? This guy he get rights for going as people like information they like so they expose them salary, the Chief Justice. Is that not a crime? Because America knows that even a job you paycheck is personal and they will understand whose type of democracy and they will understand how come the government up till now they don't forget the cyber counter attack for catch this person where they leak them kind dangerous information. I let you know tips sometimes you even get your neighbor or your farm boy, I let you know what you make. Where sometimes giving aim go kill you for that because it's very dangerous for the exposed people and salary. Thank you so much, Mr. Kutubu. That's what I'll try.
Thank you very much for this conversation. Let God bless you for this. You remember when I started this broadcast early, I talked about the audit for people. Wait till they happen though. You get people that were deliberately bent on bringing this administration down unduly. I'm glad the way bring this. With all this disclosure where Mr. Badon make, not a day he don't come up with anything where if you look at it. So they wonder how independent is this guy? If they make people then they question independence, if they make people then say, well, you know, this guy, what's he depend now? Which one he depend? He got there, he get an agenda. Me not get a problem with what he do. I don't get because we all transparent. Once see transparency, we want to see accountability. But when you just fashion one set of people there, you turn blind eyes and deaf ears. But not ever come up with any evidence for so who say and by Kurma put money for buy stretch protocol. We not see them. But not come up with anything for showing how and by Kurma build a palace. We've not seen that. But everything in also take this period come out, we pass. People they go, hey, the shoe where President Bio where he go buy over a bag of rice. I mean, how trivial can people be? How people they go, so President Bio for just appear anyhow now? Because in a president for appear anyhow. Every little thing. Then it law even go to chemosity. Law go to chemosity. People then they begin to talk about human rights violation. Then they do the but people they fail for realizing when chemosity said they camp and power in 07, as soon as they can begin bills, reporters them, one of them let God get, the highest of Ghana, let God get eternal rest, one Jonathan Lee, and another Sishay guy, they come up with a report about what he do. He can't go to court. And he demands say therefore withdraw what he talk and apologize to her. Now, so it didn't outside. But at the same time, also say, look the things and where he talk about the president. Look the venom. Look how it will look the venom. And it must say for me the last person to talk. Because one the most violent person where you get a potluck on I must say. What he do to people there? Please do not excuse me. The guy is so inhuman that one day it takes human waste, then go dump on somebody in Pala. Then do that day. We don't see all the important day. Waiting a minute, do people them all the match. So Kemos say for be the last person for Canada the car. But again, waiting the dishonest opposition, they are aware of this. Saying that Kemos say me do to Jonathan Lee, Ian CC, but nobody know they talk about that. They know they talk about that though. That Ian and they not put at the peak of Mount Everest. Oh, look at it, the president don't do. The president, one of the reasons why some of you know they buy into the bashing of the obviously don't like this lady wait or yes, I do criticize the president also when I say things that, but what to me they do are they do in such a way that where yes it will resonate with people there. Where he due credit, I give him credit. Okay, I do. Not to the president, not to any the Barnabas where everything went bad now you did. But let's be very honest with you. How can somebody who come job within 4 years? He undo waiting 11 years of criminal mafioso doing at the country. They're very lucky they get a leader where actually they take up easy with them. They're really lucky. Because these reports say when they come, I can you back 1967 when they hold commission of inquiry. If that kind of commission of inquiry where they be hold, where you see them be hold. Where we will be aware of. Like this way, I don't know. Michael Kalon go before the commission of inquiry. I remember he get an automatic green convertible Mercedes Benz. I still remember the tag number WR444. I remember that tag number there. He go before the first commission of inquiry. He not able to account properly how he come about getting that. Before the commission done, they tell us he left the key to that motorcar. Now the government take the motorcar. They say because you know what can. Albert Magai in house na Lumley. He don't need that house since he didn't have politics with them. What to do? He be a lawn tennis. The lawn tennis where the man be na in place there. The government sees the place. So no na government money. The commission of inquiry then sees the place in a government money take for be they turn out to me turn it to what? Unity SPP party office when they may call a unity place. They seize that also they say na government money they take be the party office. Okay, all of them here. And well perhaps when we not go be even aware about some of we tell God thank you because of longevity of life and in political history and how we observe the country and the country. We saw all of this. If not been that kind of government will be get with this report will come also and it's called not different who they talk about seriously because there's really output evidence incontrovertible evidence. Most of the time and by Kurumaga you get to fleece in the country now fleece the country nowhere no the way inside you don't require the tell now. So I'm glad I get a friend when I be cabinet minister will give me all this indication as to how this man make money. He make money as we expect, we and you, let's say they. So, but with all this, every day they bring in President Bio down. How can one say, how you will call President Bio a killer? Where the evidence against President Bio don't kill somebody. So, when I go na Panama or prison, when I go for trial for break for commodity, America all this. So, if you attempt any jailbreak now, then they kill you. Then they shoot now on sight. We need for they come out and tell you. The people that were there around President Bio in administration, they need for the come out for the pregnant. A good number of them they now oversee. You attempt any jailbreak now, they will kill you. Seriously. Like that's when they go to the McKinney so. Government go, forget so when a government get not to APC get not to and by Kuruma get the government get the guy for use the resources anywhere with them. Then they go put people there, sell and go block it. All this now the satanic work of and by Kuruma the Ian so that nobody people know. If now the America you do that, most of the government go forget something, you stand before either the FBI people them or before the police people them. Now it's different to they talk now. They sent call and by Kuruma for come before the anti-corruption. You know, we can what you do, you go put bank money, you go put all kind of obstruct people there. If now a country, not only it will be tried for obstruction of justice, and it will be picked up by the marshal. Now pick them go pick them up. So in other words, the opposition for really tell God thinking, when I get somebody like President Bio, where it go actually easy really. Because Mrs. Shaka Stevens in power. I see what he do. If anybody know but believe, rewind history and see what he do to the man with power, Brigadier John Bangura, what he do. Excuse me, he not only kill him, but he makes us say, he let everybody go see him, then they put acid pan him. Then go back in a place on my grave them. Nobody not perform any janaza on it, neither any benediction. That was Shaka Stevens. The same thing happened to Mohamed Soifon and others. The same thing happened to Francis Minade. So where we don't come up with all this calling President Bio the killer, how about APC? But the thing is, the government need for come out. They need for come out for the layout in TSO. Financial corruption start na Salio with APC. Akiguna Nade. That famous, so a good number of Nanogo are aware of what happened in 1969 about that famous Hastings robbery, that the diamond robbery where APC organized, where they go hijack a plane where commander SLS in a Yengema, where APC hijacked that plane, a chief order diamond, they didn't. Star of Salio, no commander Salio, under APC, will not see nothing. Will not see nothing. We say under Momo. We see even under and by Kuruma, we see them. We see them. All of this need for the camera, let people they know that APC not to the angel where people they say they be. The problem when we get with them people are with our President view. I don't know if they not get historians them. I don't know if they not get people there where they will really go into the history of APC. Then they learn out that APC not to the angel they won't have they be. They are not. They are not the angels them. Won't have say they be. Seriously, they are not. So these are some of the things that we need for the bring out. SFPP cannot afford for sit down for the APC, define them. This cannot happen. They need for come out, swinging at them. That way, they 5 fingers I will get. Where you point 4, where you point 1 yonder, 4 they point back at you. Now this they need for the tell them. We'll put a record in. The governor of Bank of Saliona, APC orchestrate in that one, Governor Bangura, Sambangura. Simply because they stand up to Shaka Stevens and say, waste the country money, hosting a white elephant OAU meeting. What did they do? They send people on demand. Now they didn't go in and they finish up. So all of that here, they did what we need for the bring up. So today, me people, I don't know if anybody there on the line we get a question, we get a comment. They can say what I can do today now for just come, lay the template, forward, going to tomorrow, Commissioner Vandy, they come tomorrow, where instead will come up with, some detailed analysis of things. Because the thing is, that the election cycle, they can't go now. Small. So waiting now, we would do now unity broadcasting. I need to tell everybody, this unity broadcasting is here for counter the propaganda machinery of APC. If I don't know of this, there's no hiding about this. There's no hand of it. Every other media, even my very good friend within England, Mr. Prince Koguma, in media where he devoted to promoting an APC cause. I can tell anybody, all of the medias are within there. So there's nothing wrong if unity broadcasting also come for promote the government in your case also. In your case. When I sit on here, now the government in program now go because now this station therefore I tell everybody when I did me Salio Talk Forum, then I different to the talk. But here, when I sit on this year, nothing else other than the government in program now go because now I make this come. Now that's not the purpose. Nothing else. People need to know this. If we are not be ever know of this, that unity broadcasting is dedicated and committed to if we come now, make we even get another segment what they call defeating the lies. Because all of for too long, APC don't they lie on SLPP, then they get out with CM 1967, where they can go to say, oh, they don't keep a woman. Albert Magade, then they practice cannibalism. All of that thing they don't put on our SLPP. We don't hear all that thing. So about time, we don't get fed up. We don't get fed up. I know they say let people they not criticize SLPP. I'm not saying that because the country big past SLPP, and the country big past the leader. But we are waiting me to tell anybody where they you credit. Please, when avoid presenting stories or cases and where go make they look very bad. And this is what and this exactly like Kemosi say do. Kemosi say they can't don't connect. How about in your party leader? We're gonna McKinney. Where it tell anybody if you think say you already go from your own party. But what's it tell anybody say and then they may talk about a potluck of people there. Anybody who form a mutam, where and it's by go kill them. Go beg and drink champagne over. When I don't ever hear President Bio make a statement like that. But and then my Koroma has made that clear. Samsumana came talking that. We all hear we get the videos and on that. We all hear that. So why are you guys so unfair? Why are you guys so dishonest? Why? Nobody saying here President Biona India, yeah, there are missteps in the with this year. As we go, we correct these missteps them, with the corrector. But we normally create a situation, say 11 years of mafia rule, 11 years of sheer criminal mismanagement of the fabric of the society go be turned around. You're within 4 years. It's not possible. President Biona get a magic wand. Then nobody not fool himself. Education will not go down down the Atlantic Ocean. How? APC say, we they go back to Otisha Kasim, say, he say, they say Jamil or Baloba, you say Davis Niku. This now how it will bring down education. Then you talk about education not to not to privilege you, not to human rights to that privilege. Once even the United Nations Charter also proclaim or accept the fact that education a human rights how they call it. All these problems they see, so these academic problems, all this so in all the antecedents they say we can't go back to APC because now they bring down the quality of education that where we be they come up, where we know the quality of education, also even the University of Salion, which was an affiliate of Durham University, where you graduate at that place, believe me, you graduated with first class honors upper division 1, where you come out there, believe me that the schools that will be get and the people that will be in charge of the schools, the administrators, the under SF, both schools be get per holding when I'm the Waitman, Prince of Wales be get Mr. Rogers, grammar school be get Mr. Frank Wood, FSSG be get very good person and so somebody like late Mrs. Anabeka Koka. You will get people like Mrs. Ada Bello, then you get all them people there. Convent, we get Mother Teresa or Sister Teresa, whatever. Methodist Boys High School. We get I don't forget the pioneer, but one of them very good, so education was such that nobody know they play with it. Then tell they suit their spine when oh Lord. Very unthinkable. That's a way, education being in the country. But even who said they conduct the exams cancel, now they corruption, don't they? People they nurture corruption. So all of this here, so all this one are the seed, so now the seed where APC be don't plant, now they be don't plant. For the answer, na doctor, they call it a doctor. For the answer, they say in a lawyer. When I actually make me your background even. The man, he go when a senator as high commissioner in Ghana, where he goes to the they receive salary, where no they do work. He go now one place na Legunde, come with when they say allowed to pass. That man never passed a law exam. You don't sit and say now me they not ever admit now we law society or now we law school na salon because he's but all of them guys they work they call themselves doctors and anything. So maybe people by God power, like I say today, I just say need to warm up. Tomorrow, Commissioner Vandy they come by God new power, he gets you with the camp put. Thursday with the come with the defeating the lies, everything where they know they talk about Naya. Such as people like Kemo Cecilia, waiting they talk about the president, who can't talk about that again. And then point the compass back to him, say, no. This way, so now we sit on there, under APC, and go kill a whole army in General S.O. Williams. Take today, not to know ye, we don't know. Uda killer. Job because the man is supposed to go to parliament for go talk about that budget, that defense budget, we don't know. That so happen. But all of that they know talking. And we know we know that do that. But to APC, that not to anything. Everything and President Biona kill that. Uda na the person where President Biona don't kill. Where the evidence will get? Why would I not go bring up? If we want to talk about what happened under APS, it was a collective, and everybody knows that Said Musa Nami commit that offense. Whenever they listen to me, I've been on doing the history of APRC, how they can, we don't run all the chronology there. It was Said Musa, to the extent even Captain Strasser was very upset. This are the fallout this way between Captain Strasser and Said Musa because of what he do. The only two President Bioduna when the moral thing that for do, it take collective responsibility because no way not the way before divorce itself from the NPRC because that they made. But personally, for saying that overseer, no, it's a big lie. But APC they work out with that. Human rights abuser. So going forward, every now and then we go defend the honor of President Bio because Ernest Koroma is no angel, he's no saint. A lot of people they waiting and by Kurman do them. I made they die. Now take an example. Waiting you do to say Kamal. An example that waiting you do to Frank Cabo, Vincent Kanude. One thing about even that man when they call something Bangura, when I be one of the Kainde Bangura, waiting do to them. The man in a silent killer. Now there people they don't know. And it's by Koma, it's a silent killer. Yes, you know, okay, you're gonna Panem by only the hang you, but what he do to you? Silently, now I kill a lot of people there. So please, don't knock off this. Don't talk about national policies, national cohesion. Wait till they carry the country go before. But this PhD mentality, I don't do now, I don't paint President Bio as if na ina the Barnabas, na ina the Albatross. There's nothing good about the man. No, it don't reach a point away. Some of we don't decide to we'll jump to a defense. I know they tell anybody say, I not go criticize them. Where I see things where I believe say it not go jive with the legitimate aspirations of which we as citizens want. Trust me, I will come in there. For example, we don't advise President Bio about time now stay home, begin meet the people there. They go to their place. Where you go to Guma Valley, he discover a lot of problems. If you not been go there, you not go discover. Now what you don't do, you don't set the commission, and they look into them, land business, so stay home, engage with them, meet the people, meet with them, talk with them, see what they go to. People and they go gladly, the president can that is a big thing that you up skin with them, you up shoulder with them. You show the concern that they're waiting and they go to. You sympathize and empathize with them and all that. So these are the things like then you get ministers then they go to do them and they stay home. So by God power until Chief Commissioner Vandi come tomorrow, we come Thursday and Saturday. This na Kutubu Koma today when May 10, 2022, where they come with this edition from Unity Broadcasting. Until then, let God watch over with all.
Unity Broadcasting.